Hi everyone, I am back to do a review of the Medicine cards, the revised edition by Jamie Sams and David Carson. Now this deck has been out for quite some time, since I think the late 80s, early 90s, and I've seen it around. It never really interested me, but then lately I started, sometimes something just calls to you, and this started to call to me. So I picked it up. It's got the box isn't terribly sturdy, but I thought I would at least keep it for the review. And then inside you've got a really sturdy book, hardcover. It's at least 200 pages, I think 230 odd pages. Really, really good. It's like a proper kind of book. You've got a nice graphic there. And then you've usually got a couple of pages about both upright and reversed about what that particular card means. They've got there's thing about in the beginning about how to work with it. They do have some spreads. There is one spread that you're supposed to do just once to find your spirit animals. Apparently there's 9 according to this reading. They have a card or a guide for east, south, west, north, above, below, and within. And then you have 2 other guides, but you're going to have to figure out yourself. Your masculine and feminine kind of guide that have probably always been with you. And so it talks a little bit about that. It talks about, animal guides. These are North American animals. But one thing I really liked about this deck is they actually give you, I think it's about 9 blank cards for you to write in other animals that mean something to you. And I think that that's a really nice idea, because what if you're connected to elephant or giraffe or platypus or something? They're not going to be in this deck. So they give you some blank ones. Where are they here? I'm trying to find them. Okay, that is, yeah, so they give you some blank ones like that, where you can draw a picture or put in the name or do whatever you need to do. I put for mine, I made a couple, I think I did 3 different ones. I did vulture because it doesn't appear in the deck, and that's a really important animal to me. I did cat, and then I also did unicorn. So those are the 3 I kind of added into the deck. Now the backs of the deck, it's not my favorite, that's for sure, but then I take into the context the time it was made. So very 80s looking, which is fine, but it just doesn't match the front. Like if this matched the front, I wouldn't have any issue with it, but it doesn't really match, and that's my only complaint. The cardstock is, relatively thin, flexible kind of cardstock, which is good for if you like to rifle shuffle. It's kind of got a glossy finish. I don't mind that at all. So that's one of them there. Squirrel, that's one of my animals that came up in the reading. Same with this one, crow, that's another one for me. I really like this deck because it gives you an energy to kind of work with. The way that it reads, I find really, really great. I like using these for Sabbats, I found. You pull a card and that's kind of an energy to work with for the season, like an animal energy, because I really like this. This has both positive and negative, like things that are a challenge for you and things that you can really work with. It's another one of my animals, which didn't surprise me because I had a pet rabbit. It's coyote. There's even an alligator in here. I won't show you all of them, but you'll get a general kind of idea just from looking at them. And then too, if you're seeing these animals around, it doesn't hurt to look it up. There's wolf, which is a favorite for a lot of people. It doesn't help to oh, bat. Look it up and just kind of see what the book has to say, because it talks about the energy of that animal. And it does a really good job, I think. And it definitely is a lot of food for thought. So I am really glad that I picked this deck up. I'm trying to find one of my other friends. Oh, this elk, I like elks, they're nice. Oh, turkey, that's cute. I think there's about, I can't remember. There's a fair number of cards in here. I feel like there's over 50 for sure. It's almost 60. And I mean, if you're adding your own in too, you can easily make it a 60 card deck. This is the card I'm working with for this Sabbath season, which is the dog. Oh, this is one of my animals too, skunk. What else in here? Oh, there's my spirit animal. This is like my main guy. The fox. I love the fox. So yeah, it's a really cool deck. So if you're into animal decks at all, I would highly recommend this one, especially if you're working, like if you're in North America. These are all kind of, you know, animals that are local to North America. Now, if you're not, you know, many of these animals are in Europe as well. I don't know about Australia. I mean, Australia has rabbits and snakes and all that stuff too. Spider, all that kind of stuff. But if you're just interested in North American style animals, I do like though that it does have the addition of the other cards where you can put in your own animals and add them to the deck. I find this deck is, you know, for animal guide readings, that's fine, but I find it more works really well in conjunction with other readings because it gives you a good general kind of energy to work with, which I think is really cool. I like the pictures. I'm not, you know, I think I would have been happier with just a picture of the animal. I don't really need these little doodads here. But I understand kind of what they were going for as well, the kind of feel they were going for. So I do really like this deck. It has, like I said, it has been around for quite a long time. I think since '89 was when it was first published, and I know I've seen it back when I was in university, but it just never appealed to me. And then lately, you know, sometimes something just calls to you, and this one was just kind of calling to me, so I thought I would pick it up and get it. If you have this deck, please let me know what you think of it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all